I need to do
You
that.
know, all you have to do is do direct deposits if you have a job that gives you direct deposit for 2 months.
That's
and-
perfect.
Yeah, they'll give you the free money. Santander, the bank that no one's ever heard of.
So are you still using they, them?
Existed
Yeah.
here in
You are?
Pennsylvania.
And you're obviously still using she, her.
Yes.
Right, okay. So have you told them yet about your pronouns?
Well, my pronouns are strictly they, them.
Now.
Now, yes.
Right, because you were using they/he for a while.
Yeah, just because, like, when I travel, like, I obviously, like, I haven't talked to my job yet about this, but, like, wearing, like, makeup, like, because, like, I don't know, like, if that is, like, a weird, like, I don't know how to bring that up to my employer.
Right.
Like, on events.
Well, I think a lot of
I
it
also
is like the
think that-
coding, like the word for HR would be like gender expression.
Right.
And like letting you know, like
Yeah.
I am going to be expressing my gender a certain way. Like my gender expression might be incongruent with our conservative clients.
Right.
So like I don't want to fly all the way out to like Dallas and have something happen and then the client's calling you being like, what the fuck is this?
Well, that's the other thing. Like, sometimes I get booked for events that are at, like, a baseball stadium. So, like,
Right.
I feel like I would be putting myself in jeopardy of, like, being myself.
Right.
You know? So.
Well, there was a couple really big sporting events that they wanted you for, and you were like, I'm not doing that. That's not happening.
Yeah.
So-
It's a tricky thing that I'm still trying to navigate and figure out, but.
That makes sense. No, but like I do think it's really important to clear that up, especially in circles with you gotta tell other trans people when we're doing like
No,
pronoun
right.
checks to be like,
Yeah.
oh, by the way, update on my pronouns, because it's just gonna be like, boom, it's plugged in, I got
Yeah,
it, now I know.
yeah.
Because I had to check in with Charlie because I know Charlie normally uses they them, but then in the bio that they sent us, they were using he him.
Oh, okay,
And
right,
I was like,
right, right.
I don't know, because I know you're like trans mask-ish.
Yeah.
Are you
yeah.
looking for he, him? Are you looking
Right.
for they, them?
Right.
Because there are some trans mask guys or trans mask people
Right.
who really get offended by they, them.
Yeah,
They're like,
yeah.
no, I've been on T for 3 years, go fuck yourself,
Right.
blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh my God, like I was just trying to be inclusive. Like I was just
Yeah.
trying to like make
Yeah.
sure that I wasn't misgendering you.
Right, that's why
You know what I
pronoun
mean?
checks are just like really important every time. Like
Absolutely.
because
Yeah.
that gender is an ever evolving thing, and people change bodies and whatever.
Exactly.
So like you just need to check in like every
Yeah,
single time.
I could
so.
see that, yeah, because that would feel invalidating if you're like, I'm strongly identified, like, call me by my proper pronoun.
Right.
Because I've been on T, I'm he, don't take
Right.
it away
Right,
from me.
right.
I just don't
Well,
make
and
assumptions.
there's
Yeah.
this idea, of
But,
course,
all
of
you
like,
can do is ask because you don't know.
right, there's this idea of like the double-edged sword of they, right? So like
Yeah.
the idea being basically like in a situation where you don't know someone's gender, use they them because then you're not going to be messing with anybody, and that's really
Right.
important, right? But then I've seen trans femmes get very upset
Yeah.
when someone uses they them if they already know that it's she her
Right.
because they're like, oh, are you trying to like throw shade at me?
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
what are you doing?
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
And I've
so,
gotten in
like,
trouble for
Defeminizing or
defaulting
something,
they,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's the thing of like, no, your gender pronoun, there's no default. It's just like, I don't know your gender pronouns, so I'm just going to say your name over and over again
Yeah,
until
yeah,
I
right.
know it.
Which
because
becomes
it's not
really,
always a
like,
default.
immediately sus.
Yeah.
Like,
I
there are
have a-
people who do that. They're like, oh, Dakota is going to Dakota and then Dakota.
Yeah.
And I'm like, do you not know what to say? Because you sound
Right,
ridiculous.
you're like, you should just ask someone what Dakota's pronouns are.
Right.
Or ask Dakota what Dakota's
Do
pronouns
you know what I
are.
mean? Like,
Right,
that doesn't
yeah.
make any... Why don't you just ask? I
Yeah.
don't see the issue.
Yeah.
But then
Yeah,
there are
some
other
feel
people...
like that they will offend, someone if they ask, but I don't know anyone who's been offended
Well, I think
about being asked. But I guess that's the thing that, maybe
absolutely, but
some
I
people
think
can
the
be,
best
but-
way to go about
yeah.
it is like when meeting somebody new, being like, "Hi, my name is blah blah blah.
These are my pronouns."
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
What about you?
Well, because then a lot of people feel better about any situation in which you sort of expose yourself.
Lead the way.
First.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
that's
Do you know what I
true.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's kind of like, oh, well, with professionalism, if you're working with a client, oh, is it unprofessional to curse? And I always say, not if the client curses first.
Yes.
Oh, right.
That's-
Exactly.
that's a good rule of
Exactly.
thumb.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
You know
a
what I
good rule
mean?
of thumb. Yeah.
And so,
Yeah.
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
For sure.
But yeah, we're gonna go to Ange Noir in a little bit after I'm done here because I'm gonna be, or no, we're going now I think
Where are you
because then
going?
I'm gonna come over and take over for you.
Oh, okay.
Because are you leaving at 6?
I am.
Okay.
we should go now.
Yeah. I mean, I also kind of feel like we can do the show.
Oh yeah, we don't have to be here.
We don't have an event.
Yeah.
I'm not really pressed. I don't feel like it's
Okay.
What is
In a
somebody
it's
can
a thing
fire
of
me.
small
Like, I don't
business
see.
You're like,
Do you know what I'm
"Nah,
saying?
not
Like,
gonna,
exactly.
whatever.
decide not to.
Who
Yeah.
cares?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I miss that fire.
Well, I'm just like not feeling. I'm just look when I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it.
I feel you.
We just really are in touch with our feelings.
You are, and this is what's funny.
Here at the
I was
witch
arguing with
shop,
someone who was
we
just
just
like, it's really
follow
funny.
the
'Cause I was saying it's funny to me when the fire signs will always be like, oh, you emotional water signs. I'm like, they're emotional too. It's just
Yeah.
expressed maybe not in exactly the same way.
Okay.
Fire is just as emotional as water.
Thank you.
Listen, bitch, don't act like you rage quitting life is not emotional. Okay?
Exactly.
Just because it's assertive doesn't mean it's not emotional. Are you out of
Exactly.
your
Still an
fucking
emotion.
mind?
They're like,
Still an
apparently
emotion.
Well, and
Tears the
also
only
to me, that's
emotion.
internalized misogyny.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, this assertive, aggressive feeling isn't like emotions, like a
Exactly.
weakness.
That's all
And
emotional
like-
feelings. It's low key, like we just like people when they try to like shade and they're like, oh, you're being emotional. I'm like, why is that even a bad thing in the first place?
Right.
Emotions
Well,
bad.
first of all,
I'm
there's tone
better because I'm
policing.
being logical.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Emotional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like tone policing and respectability politics at play,
I
which
can't
is
talk to
always
you
a
if you're
good
gonna be
problem.
emotional.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, and it's like, okay, first of
You're
all,
in your feelings.
what I'm saying hasn't changed just because I'm emotional.
Yeah.
Number
Right.
one.
Invalidating.
And then number two, what you're doing is you're sort of, you're not just invalidating people if they make an emotional display, you're also doing this thing where you're infantilizing emotions.
Yes.
Oh, right.
And then
Oh, yeah.
People end
Yeah.
up really, and this is something I talk about in my class. I talk about like how infantilizing people's emotions creates infants. And so,
Right.
you know,
That's true.
when you see somebody laugh so hard they cry,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, if they're in our age range, they're going to be like, I can't remember the last time I laughed like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or if they, you know how there's some people who every time they get angry they start crying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
yeah.
mean?
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, well, because this is a muscle you never use.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So of
Very
course, I feel really called out by what you're saying. I don't know why you're participating in call-out
I
culture.
feel attacked.
You could have called in. You could have slid in my DMs and told me about my feelings. Oh my god, what
Privately.
a fucking mess.